on the last stretch here. You can see James Bay in the distance. So rough little road coming in here, but we're taking our time, and it's quite a milestone for us. We've made it all the way to James Bay. It looks windy and rough out there. Let's look for a spot. Wow. Wowza. Welcome back to winter. Woohoo! Woo.
Where do you want to go?
Well, the plan for tonight is we're just going to get set up, get the tents popped up and get sheltered. Not going to cook anything outside, and just hunker down for the night.
James Bay is located on the southern end of Hudsons Bay, extending from the Arctic Ocean. It is a huge body of water covering an area of 68,300 square kilometers, or 26,400 square miles.
It's cold.
-4, the shore is freezing even with the waves coming in.
A large portion of this area is part of the Polar Bear Provincial Park. Ringed seals are common in James Bay, and polar bears can be seen hunting the seals as prey. Many species of fish and whales swim within its waters, including beluga whales. Despite bordering the Canadian provinces of Quebec and Ontario, the bay and the islands within it are actually a part of Nunavut, the only Canadian province or territory we haven't driven through yet. As with the rest of Hudsons Bay, the waters of James Bay routinely freeze over in the winter. It is the last part of Hudsons Bay to freeze over and the first to thaw in the summer.
This morning we're just making some peanut butter and honey or Nutella toast with some coffee. It's a crispy one. Yesterday morning we woke up to high winds and about -8 or 10. So this morning is a warm welcome because it's I think only -3 or so, and hardly any wind. So it's a beautiful morning. We've just been watching the hunters. They're hunting some geese. going out on their boats, having their coffee. It is pretty. And it's really neat. It's been on my bucket list to see ice packs or icebergs, and they're right off the bay here. With our binoculars we can see them, and it's really special. This honey is really frozen. It's barely moving around here.
Being able to camp right on the shores of James Bay is a real privilege, and even though we've been hunkered down here because of the high winds and the cold, it's just been exciting to walk along the shoreline and to watch the tide come in and go back out, and you can see big chunks of ice, which I guess is pack ice, that's floating out there on the bay. This is on Cree land, so hunters from the Cree Nation here head out on their little canoes and boats. You can hear one in the background. They just took off, about 5 or 6 guys. It looks like they head back into the islands over there, and they're hunting geese. The geese are returning this time of year, and so we spoke with a gentleman yesterday, and he told us how they fill their freezers with geese this time of year, and that feeds them throughout the summer. So yeah, it's been a real privilege to be able to spend some time here and really experience this place.
Seeing this vehicle broke down on the side of the road was a timely reminder of the potential hazards and road conditions that we will face on the TransTaiga road ahead. We decided to fuel up in Radisson before driving the 10 kilometers out of the town to get a glimpse of the huge embankment dams that help to form the La Grande Reservoir. Radisson is a small town of about 500 people situated near the Robert Bourassa hydroelectric power station on the La Grande River. Despite its remoteness, Radisson has plenty of services for its residents and travelers. 2 fuel stations, a hotel, motel, campground and general store, restaurants, gift shops, a school, and a hospital. It is also home to a huge Hydro-Quebec employee facility, servicing Canada's largest hydroelectric power station and the largest underground power station in the world.
Rising out of the forest wilderness of Quebec is one of the biggest power projects ever undertaken by man. Part of a multi-dam engineering feat that will harness 7 million horsepower, almost a mile long when it is completed, and back of the dam complex will be a man-made lake covering 800 square miles. 30,000 bags of cement are needed for an average working day, as more than 3,000 men rush work on what will be Quebec's key resource to a more prosperous future. It is planned that the first power will be fed from the site in 1970, and the new industry attracted to the province will improve the standard of living as it creates thousands of jobs. Power means progress in the province of Quebec.
Tours of the Robert Borsa Dam can be arranged, but we decided to drive up to a spot where you can overlook the reservoir and drive over the La Grande River spillway. The reservoir has a surface area of 2,835 square kilometers, 1,095 square miles, and is formed behind the Borsa Dam that was built across a valley of the La Grande River. This dam is 550 meters, or 1,800 feet wide at its base. It has 23 million cubic meters, or 30 million cubic yards of fill. There are another 31 smaller dikes keeping the water inside the reservoir.
And that was kind of neat. We just took a drive across the big dam here in Radisson, and right now it looks like there's no overflow at all. They've just got everything staying in the reservoir, but pretty impressive feat of engineering. It's the reason the road was built, the reason the town was built, and all that, and the road we're about to take, the TransTaiga, was all built for generating hydroelectricity. And it's amazing what they've done, but also I spoke with a fella from the Cree Nation, and it really affected their life as well. So in northern Quebec, there's a love-hate relationship. Depends who you talk to. Some people talk about the power of the rivers and the electricity it generates, and others talk about all the damage that was done when, you know, thousands and thousands of acres were flooded when these dams went in. So anyway, we'll keep exploring the area, and we'll take you with us. All right, we're at the start of the TransTaiga. We just pulled off the pavement, and it's dirt from here on out. So not too bad the first section, they say, but then after that it gets rougher.
We're running at 40 because we're going on highways, but now I'm probably going to drop it down to about 25 or so.
Okay, we've dropped the tires down to around 30 psi. That should give us a bit better ride. Just going to roll up the hoses and go. Up you go. That's not how you do it. You're being lazy.
The TransTaiga Road is so named after the taiga or boreal forest that it travels through. The Taiga Forest has been called the world's largest land biome and covers about 17 million square kilometers, or 6.6 million square miles, which is 11.5% of the Earth's land area. The largest areas of Taiga Forest are located in Russia, Alaska, and Canada. The forest is made up mostly of spruce, larch, and pine, which are stunted in their growth due to the permafrost in the ground beneath them. These massive forests are home to magnificent animals, including moose, caribou, black bear, and the Canadian lynx. The seemingly endless lakes and rivers are teeming with fish, and the forests are alive with many species of birds, including magnificent eagles and other large birds of prey. After several hours of travel, it is time to find a spot for lunch and to stretch our legs.
We're about 50 kilometers into the TransTaiga, and we saw a little pull off to a camp, so we pulled in here to make some lunch. But as you can see behind, the route's been washed out, so looks like in the spring they had some damage. It's impassable, it's blocked off, so we just turned around. We're parked on the side of this little driveway here and making some lunch.
dump the garbage.
Okay. Pretty cool at the end of each of these little camp spots that they've got all along both the James Bay Road and the TransTaiga. There's always garbage bins at the end. Pack it in, pack it out, and then you don't have to carry it. We also just had a delicious lunch. Carol somehow always pulls off the unthinkable. We had pizzas on the side of the road, just amazing. Alright, so we've been pushing pretty hard. We're at kilometer 200 and not quite as far as we thought we'd go today, but it's a dusty road and Lando really wanted to get out. So we just thought we'd stop here. There's a gorgeous camp spot right beside a big river, and we can fall asleep to the sound of the rapids over there. So it's a good place to get a little hike in down to the river, and we'll get some food going.
So tonight's dinner is meatballs with ravioli and some fresh basil, and I found this tomato sauce. I think I threw it away. One sec. And it was amazing. So if you guys are ever up here and you need tomato sauce, get this. It is really, really good. And I just added some shallots to it. Made it really simple, but I think it's a winner.
Super nice to be able to get a cozy meal like this and then just go into the inside of the Jeep to be able to sit. I don't think you can really see me, but we have these chairs that are designed for sitting inside of tents. So they're nice low chairs. This is, I believe, a Helinox, so same sort of style. And then you can just sit in comfort no matter the weather. Dan could go up into his room and sleep. I stay down here with that sleeping pad. That's why that's a mess over there. I'd just pull that down and then put my pillow over there and move that shimmer onto the window, and then I'd be set for sleep. But yeah, it's actually a really nice system for just keeping a base Jeep pretty much. You just extend it by 14 inches, add a full live-in camper, and then it's pretty much a whole new vehicle. Alright, so we've been staying at these nice little camps all the way along the TransTaiga here, and at some of them they have bathrooms and garbage disposal areas and stuff, so it's always nice to leave a little bit of a tip. They have a little mailbox where you can kind of donate to the camp, so then they can keep it clean and keep it running nicely. So that's what we are doing. There wasn't a camera rolling, I wouldn't have done that, but you know, now that it's filmed, then people would think, hey, what a good person. So that's why I did it. So now we're just gonna continue on with the journey, and I think tonight we're staying at a lodge of some kind, so it might be nice to get a full shower and stuff like that. But yeah, here we go.
We're just driving along the road and we must be nearing an airport because a huge plane just went right overhead. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it looks like we're coming into whatever the town name is. Can't remember, but
Probably just a mine. That's a pretty big airstrip there, eh?
Yeah, see that plane take off?
Yeah. What do you think the airstrip's for? The mine or?
Yeah, I mean, there's hydro and mining, so there's no geology. They probably fly crews in and out of here every couple months.
Right.
oh yeah, like in the gray.
The La Grande 4 airport is a small airfield exclusively used by Hydro-Quebec, serving the La Grande 4 hydroelectric generating station and other Quebec hydro installations in the area. As we travel on down the road, we notice an overlook where we can get a great view of the huge containment walls that were built on this side of the reservoir.
Wow.
Crazy. He heard the blue Jeep, and so he was going and giving her just as fast as he could up that whole hill. I thought his little legs were gonna fall off. Oh, he can barely breathe. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's quite the view up here. Belvedere. Let's go check it out. It looks like they have a observatory there as well, maybe.
Your lights are on, Dan.
I know, but that's because we're not going to be here that long.
Crazy. So there's still ice out in that lake over there. It's chilly.
So this whole road was built for the hydroelectric project, and you can see huge dams in the background there. They dammed up the rivers and created these reservoirs. We're getting way out in the middle of nowhere, but it's funny, every couple hours drive you run into these areas where there's activity.
We continue on along the TransTaiga until we get to kilometer 358 and the Mirage Outfitters. This is the only fuel station on the TransTaiga, so we will need to make sure we have enough in our tanks to drive to the end of the road and back. This wilderness outpost is open year-round and is a hotspot for anglers and hunters. It's a great stop along the way for fuel, food, and a hot shower.
Wow, nice. It's fun.
Yeah. I think this is the last fuel stop. We had an awesome shower. It's nice and hot for about 5 minutes, so that was great. Always a bonus. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep on heading up and see how far we get. Lando, you driving?
Well, we just got all fueled up. Both Jeeps, we got our auxiliary tanks full. This blue Jeep also has a 10-gallon fuel caddy on the back. It's a AEV. It's part of the AEV tire carrier. You can also get a 10-gallon fuel caddy on there. So got as much fuel I think as we need. We'll definitely have enough range. This is kilometer 381, last fuel stop, as well as a full-on lodge. You can eat lunch like what we did, dinner, and shower. So we just took a quick shower and ate, grabbed some fuel, and now we'll be heading up. It's about 750 clicks, I think, right to the very end of the road. I think it says 666 kilometers of all things, but it is a further 751 right to the edge of where we're going. So we definitely have the range to make it the roughly 500 clicks that it'll take to get there and back. So I think we're good. Let's make it to the end of the Taiga.
After another hour or so of driving, we noticed a little offshoot and set up camp for the night.
That's kind of a nice road right there.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it goes too far, but it'd be good in here, I think.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single car, and if there is one, there's probably like one.
Yeah, this is pretty remote up here.
Join us next episode as we continue deeper into the wilderness of northern Quebec and attempt to make it to the end of the TransTaiga, the most remote road in North America.